Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome to Oracle Message Day. This is one of the days that I always really look forward to doing with you. I have a special treat for you today. Yesterday, I decided to do some spiritual writing and connect with somebody that I really looked up to when he was alive on this planet in a physical form, which is Wayne Dyer. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Wayne is available for anybody who wants to spiritually connect with him. Now, the way that I connect with Wayne is through writing. I do spiritual journaling, and in this case, I just took a piece of paper and wrote down a few things. Having a conversation. Doesn't surprise me that it's the easiest form to communicate with him since he was such an avid writer. So I wanted to share today a little bit of what he wanted me to share with all of you. I specifically asked him about the fear of failure, the fear of moving forward, the fear of all of the things that we were looking at this week in the readings. And he had some interesting thoughts or interesting energy on that. So we're going to talk a little bit about that while I pull some cards for you. First, I'm going to pull a few cards. 5 of Cups. Knight of Cups. A lot of emotion. 5 of Pentacles. Oh, it's so hard. These are such hard cards, Pisces. And a 6 of Cups, but this one is in reverse. Yeah, I feel a childlike joy is actually right out the window. Is right out the window. And let me see here. I think there is something. Okay. I think there was something about this. Okay. So let me see first of all. Let me talk a little bit about the message. I wanted him to talk about something that maybe he hadn't written about, something that he could impart energy-wise, the way that we discourage ourselves, right? And the one thing he mentioned that it's not all cut and dry, the way we make it, right? As humans, we have a very long way to go when it comes to that. We're always looking for like a very definite answer to everything when the possibility of that is impossible. And that was his writing. The possibility of perfection or a definite answer to every single thing is impossible. He even mentioned that he wrote so many books with ideas, even revelations of sorts, okay, to enlighten, to aid, to help, but it was his perception of things. He also mentioned that this is a driving force of who we are on this planet, to find answers that help the whole. We're built to function that way. It's a default that makes us thrive, but also ensures we never succeed in a way, right? But we evolve greatly in this process. And I said, well, that sounds a bit futile, which is what I feel here. It feels like, defeat, Knight of Cups, a lot of emotional. Like even this, it feels like somebody who's drinking their pain away. And, that alone thing, the devoidness of joy. So he wanted to put in that the point of success is the evolution, okay? It's not to reach perfection. It's to expand into the next thing. That's why it's important to find joy in the change in every day. And this is what I see right here, the lack of joy. And this is words that that were written down from Wayne. This is why it's important to find joy in the change in every day, because looking for perfection or looking for definite things is kind of futile. It's never really going to give you everything that you want. Even when you reach a certain, and this is from Guide, even when you reach a certain goal, what do? You celebrate it for what? 2 minutes, and then it's on to the next thing. Change and movement forward is more of a, is more what drives us. Okay? So, it's to be in awe of new discoveries that we make every day. New times, new things, new adventures. I also asked Wayne what he would suggest to people who are afraid of failure. And he said to look up something that he had written about failure, to go Google, Wayne Dyer quote on failure. And the first thing that came up was failure is an illusion. No one fails at anything. Everything you do produces a result. And he said, if you do that knowing, if you do anything knowing that it's going to produce a result without fearing the result, without fearing that it's going to be a failure, it's simply a result, know that there'll be an opportunity to learn, grow, and continue. Now, the next thing he had me do was break down the letters of failure, right? F-A-I-L-U-R-E. And he says, find a new meaning, positive, for every letter of the word failure. So F, I wrote, this was homework for me. F is forward momentum. A, I found action, acquired wisdom, which is so important. I is inspiration, ignite, ignition. L is love or light. U is understanding. R is revelation, reverence, recognizing, result. And E is excitement and exuberance. And you could take that, I suggest for today, that you take that word that maybe you are afraid of, failure, fear, any of those words, and find the positive words that come with it. Okay? The fear of failure is the thing that stops us the most. But like he says, there is no failure. The only thing you get at the end is a result. Okay? It doesn't mean that it's going to be a fantastic result. It doesn't mean that it's going to blow your socks off every time. But it's simply a result. Something that you can look at, explore, revamp, rejig, do something with it to create something new. Now the cards I see here is very much the worst has happened. All joy is gone. This is definitely a fear of failing, a fear of looking at what didn't work, and feeling completely alone in that. Having that reaction. I love this Knight of Cups. He looks like he's about to go on a bender. So that's what I'm feeling here. And you have to look at it in a different way. Okay? So let's take a look. Let's pull some more cards. And I'd like to thank Wayne. Thank you, Wayne, for being part of this reading. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for answering my question. You know, when I say thank you, Wayne, when I sign off with him, he always says nothing but love. That's always the way. And I forget every time. I've only channeled him a few times. But every time he does that, it's so wonderful. He was a great teacher on the planet, and I suspect that he's going to be an even better one as he's on the other side and as a team, right? Three of Swords. Look at that. Okay. So it came in reverse, which is which is a good thing because I feel that's a flip side of that, right? Flip side of the worst. King of Swords. Two of Cups. That's looking up. Three of Pentacles. All right. So you start with a 3. That's a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. a lot of sadness. But when that eases, because it is in a reverse, right? Once you've heard what you've had to hear, the pain of the situation or the moment, or the fear of the situation or the moment, when that eases, when that stress finally dissipates, the King of Swords steps in. He cuts right through the heart of the matter, the truth of the matter. So does this card. But he does it at a master level. This is the pain. This is seeing something for the truth that it is. It's that slap in the face that hits you going, oh my God, that was terrible, but my eyes are open. You know, it's a little bit of shock. It's that lightning strike of understanding sometimes the painful message in this. The King of Swords comes in to take it in and use it as being objective and logical about it, being assertive, right? This is the result. This is the result part. The wisdom that's acquired, the mastery. So we'll just use it as the way it's being shown, my beautiful Pisces. We'll use it in relationship. You've suffered a heartache. You've acquired wisdom, okay? This has shown you the pain, the wrongness maybe of that relationship, why it fell apart, what happened there, the shock of it. You take those whys, that result that was not good, and you've acquired wisdom, knowledge, and power, okay? Power over who you're going to let back into your life, not in a bad way, in a way that's going to feel better for you, so that you may continue having better results instead of negative results. You want positive results. So what do? You eventually find somebody new or go out there, reconnect with somebody else. Now, even if it was romantically, you may only have friendships after. Who knows? You may end up deciding, I don't want a close, I don't believe, let's say, in marriage anymore. I just want very close friendships. That's your decision. Or you may jump into another relationship knowing that this time you know who you're going to invite in your energy. Okay? Whatever the situation is, Pisces, this is you. Okay? You've learned, you've mastered, you put yourself back out here again. And what do? You get better at it. You reconnect day by day, minute by minute, year by year with who you are and who you want in your energy. And you add to that, right? You form partnerships. You form alliances with people who understand you, who can see your vision and want to build it with you. So that is the result. The result isn't from this heartache. It doesn't end there. Although it feels like it does, right? I always go, why would I ever put myself there? Because that was the result. That's not the result. This isn't failure. Okay? Failure is an illusion. This is a result of something that happened. But you can change the way that goes going forward. You can get a different result. You can go from this 3 to this 3. Understand? Yeah. I like today. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Gotta love Wayne. Got to love Wayne. Absolutely. Okay. So do we have anything else that we want to bring forward? Let's see here. I guess we're doing the hard stuff today. Oh yeah, we're talking all about this stuff, right? I love the way you always end up in a 3. I love the way you're always ending up in a 3. Okay? Alright. And the best 3s, by the way. The best 3s. You go from the bad 3 to the best 3. Okay. So, this shows the two sides of this card. I'm just saying that. The Five of Swords for me has always been that card of either being on the right side or the bad side. The way they showed me this card when I first look at it is you are the winner depending on, you are either the winner or the loser depending on which side of the fence you are. Imagine war, right? You're always, each faction thinks they're on the right side of the fence, right? I'm defending my rights, I am defending my rights. But depending on which side you are, ultimately in the end you're winning or losing. But even if you're losing on that side, doesn't mean you still believe you lost. You still may believe that what you were fighting for was right, even if you lose the war. So always think that depending on which side you are looking, what side of the coin you are on, there's always two different perspectives. This is the card of perspectives for me. Okay? It's like those things that they have in school. They have two different sides of an argument, and they put students on one side and the other, and they go defend it. Okay? It's such a fantastic exercise, and I wish there'd be more of that in the world. Okay? Take a side that you don't want to be on and now defend it. Imagine doing that. Imagine trying to find the reasons why people fight for the beliefs, even when they're not your own. Can you imagine that? That's such a mind-blowing exercise, and so good. So good, because it gives you perspective. It doesn't mean that you will jump ship and say, oh, I'm on their side now. It just gives you a different view of the situation. The Knight of Cups here coming in is reminding me that you are guided by your emotions. You feel something and then you go with it. You either go heartbreak or victory. You either go sadness or overcoming. So remember that your emotions guide where you are going. These two are just simply to indicate the direction that you may follow in this perspective. Are you going to go on the side of broken and hurt and broken? Or are you going to go and say, look, now I'm going to go and do what I want and find the stuff that I need, okay? Because if you look at him, he's carrying 3 swords. There's 3 and 3, right? He is carrying, there's 2 on the ground, but there's 3 with him. And that's to indicate which direction are you going to do. How are you going to let your emotions guide you in the direction? Which direction are you going to take, okay? It is no different for failure. When you stop seeing failure as the end-all and be-all, like he was saying, as the definiteness of what you make it in your mind, and change it as a learning experience, okay? What's the way he put it? No one fails at anything. Everything you do produces a result. In other words, you're always producing a result, okay? Failing means that nothing happens. A result is that something happens. Absolutely. Whatever you do, something is going to happen. It's going to produce something at the end of it. You don't fail. It's just that you are, and I guess in a way, it's picking nits, right? Because failure is a result. It feels like failure is, well, you know, I did it and it didn't produce the result, so I call it a failure. But it's not. We should just get, I would say get rid of it, but I'd rather just do the exercise and find better words, okay? I did this, and now I need to bring a forward momentum. There it is, right? Now I need to take action, but with action. Do I take the acquired wisdom and move forward? Do I get inspired and ignited by it? Do I bring in love and light, okay? Do I understand what's coming in, the different versions? Do I have revelations? Do I have reverence for life? Do I recognize what I'm being taught? Am I going to search for different results? Am I going to get excited? Am I going to be exuberant about life instead of being depressed and beaten? Okay? All of these things come in. So, I hope that I've made myself kind of very clear with this. I think I have. I think you have everything you need now. I've done this in a few different ways. As for you to sit in that energy and realize that failure, just like coincidence, is not a word that you really want to be using in your life. Okay? You have to look at things the way they come in, and then decide for yourself what emotion you're going to assign to it. Is it the worst thing in your life that's ever happened? Or is it an awesome lesson that's going to teach you so much going forward? Everything you do and see helps you in a very specific way. Change, forward momentum. And when you rather find a joy in things than assign it a negative energy, a sadness, a defeatedness to it. Yeah. All right, so let's take a few charms. A few charms. Oh. Look at that. W.A. Wayne. He's still here. Okay. So I love that. Okay. Q. Q, the emotional quotient is coming in. Okay. The word emotional quotient. I'm not too sure how that applies, but I think it's how you emotionally deal with this. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let you figure that part out. L is for love and light, absolutely. I love that. The crown, about you mastering the energies that come in. When you can turn any energy and use it to your advantage, to your learning, to your evolution, you automatically get this crown. It's that kind of energy going. When I can use this and turn it into something that I can use, it's amazing. You have the beautiful white heart. I love that. The lightness of being. Nothing but love, right? You also have the moon and the stars. The moon and the stars. I'm not going to put too much here, but there's a lot of heart energy here. There's a lot of love energy coming in. Love and love and love. Maybe to indicate that if you invest in the energy of feeling love rather than pain, you probably get a lot farther. You probably get a lot farther. I love the moon and the stars. I'm not going to assign anything to this. I'm just gonna show it to you. I always feel a wistfulness when I look at these. I think it's from childhood, of seeing these kind of drawings that have always, like, have a whimsy appeal to me. I love the me versus me. And I think that's probably the best kind of thing that you can really listen to. And it comes down to this card again. It really is you versus you in the end. It's the way you take it, the way you look at it, how you move forward into it. Time. Yeah. The other part of this is that we work on linear time. I always think of myself as I'm moving on in the years as, do I want to spend any amount of time in pain, wasting days with anxiety and fear rather than love and momentum and growth and possibilities. Of course, when we go to back to energy, back to source, back to one, this doesn't really bother or apply to any of us. But for right now in this physical form, you have a journey, you have a time period to be here and enjoy life. Why don't you make the best of it? Make the best of it, right? Make the best of life. I choose strength. It's a very simple message, but it's beautiful. And it takes strength. It takes strength to take, it does take strength to take an experience and move into it with strength rather than fear. I feel that fear is in some ways a coward's way out, to tell you the truth. It's easier to stay in a corner in fear and not do anything at all. It takes a lot more to be courageous and move forward in spite of your fears. Also remember that we are in the year of strength, number 8, reminding you that this is your year to do it, to get past these fears. I look at this blue flower, and the only thing that comes to me is that this little band-aid, right? You have this little band-aid. If you choose to grow from the pain and replace it with love, I think it will do a lot more for you. It will do a lot more for you. Let's put the L for love right here too. Okay? It will bring you so much more. You'll be able to even be so proud of yourself for getting past all of this and say, I did it. I in spite of certain things, I took it and I gave it the Midas touch. I turned it into gold. I turned it into better than it was. I yielded the result that I wanted. It's beautiful. So, I'm going to do the singing bowl. As I said last week with that electrical thing, like I said, I've been channeling Davite, and there's been a lot of intense energy being channeled. So that might have been it. I have no idea, still not quite sure. I don't know if it's going to do it today, but if it does, just make sure if you have headphones to bring them down a little bit, because it's going to get loud. I'm always surprised that my rabbit doesn't care about this. Doesn't disturb her or anything. She hardly moves. So here we go. We're going to do all 4. There's no corners to this bowl, but the 4 sides, and bring in a beautiful energy. If any side is blocked, we'll take a closer look at it. I hope you've enjoyed today. If you have, please give me a comment. Let me know. Let me know what you thought of Wayne's message. Let me know what you thought of Wayne. I'd love to know. And if it's the first time, if you've heard of him, are you going to check him out? I would. He's got some awesome videos online. He was such a great speaker. All right. So here we go. All right, so there was one here, I think on this side, where it seemed like I was having a hard time. I just lost the actual stick, so it has nothing to do with the bowl. That was pretty nice. Okay, so the bowl has me thinking. The one thing I did notice is that I had to speed up the revolutions around the bowl. So this may just be an indication that you need to up your energy levels. In other words, you need to focus on bringing your chakra energy a little bit faster. Okay, so that may help you get into that motion, that forward momentum that you're looking for, that's going to help your energy levels go higher. So that's the only thing I have to say about that. But the rest of it was absolutely wonderful. I hope that you're having a great week, and that's it for me for this week. Like I said, in July, just kicking back a little bit and getting some other stuff done, stuff that I'll be able to share with you in the fall. So take good care of yourself, my beautiful Pisces, and I will be back for the weekly reading in a couple of days. Take good care of yourself, and bye for now.